Welcome to my lounge.
Like a light, lighting up in the dark. You make it right, I forgot how to act.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today I'm finally sharing my lounge in my Chelsea flat. It's only taken me around 7 years. This is kind of a special place to me. I've had it for so long. I've had it since my 20s, but I'll tell you all about that later. But I really did want to share it with you because it's such a small space, but I love it, and it's just a great example to show you what you can do with something very, very small. So you've had a look around. Now I'm going to talk to you about every aspect, what the focal points are, but first I'm going to just give you some background. Excuse the baby hair, also very tired face because we have a teething baby, but bear with me. So, going into where the location of this flat is, I don't mind telling you so much where it is because the ratio of the properties are so dense here that I don't think you'll be able to find me. I love the location of this flat. It's give or take a couple of minutes, all the same distance to Sloane Square, Knightsbridge and South Kensington. So the location is absolutely perfect and one of my favourite things about the flat. Location is very important to me just because you'll be surprised that you actually spend most of your time within a mile radius of your home, whether it's walking your dog, going for a walk, going to the supermarket, and I've learned over the years how important that is. So location was key, and I would rather sacrifice on the space for an amazing location, although this does have exactly what I need. So I've had this flat since I was in my 20s, so this is my baby and my home, and it is, as you see, I mean, I'm not going to show you the whole flat today, but it's the perfect space for someone on their own. I could walk to Harrods, it's really nice for a couple. It's also an amazing example of a pied-à-terre. I think I said that right. With a baby, it's not so great space, so maybe we'll be getting something bigger soon, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to show you it now. So, let's get into it, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is this sofa. For me, a sofa is the most important part of a lounge. I love being at home. I would always choose being at home than going out. I love relaxing on the sofa, reading a book. I love working on my laptop in the lounge. I love a movie. So the sofa is very important. When I first moved in, I bought a corner sofa. I loved it, but I felt restricted in such a small space and I couldn't play around with the space. I then got two two-seaters and it just didn't work. It didn't look great. So the best thing for this room is a sectional. Now this is the Timothy Oulton shabby sectional sofa and it is perfect. It's perfect for a small space, but it's also perfect for a bigger space because you can just add and add and add. We love this so much that we're even thinking about getting this for our main sofa and just having it curve and create so many amazing shapes. And even in this room alone, I'm going to show you some examples. I can have one sofa over here. I could add a corner unit and make it a corner sofa. The sectionals are just really, really practical. And one thing that I really love about them is that when you have a sofa in a home, 9 times out of 10 we need to buy a new sofa to fit the new property that we've moved to. Whereas with this, we could take this to any home and we would make it fit by simply adding more sectionals. We went with the vintage Bianco, and I actually wish, I mean, I would have everything in this fabric. This morning I was eating an acai bowl on here and it went everywhere, and I actually froze because I thought I'd ruined the whole sofa. We just wiped it with a wet wipe, it completely came off. And actually when we were choosing the leather in Timothy Oulton, they were doing all kind of experiments to show us how durable it is. I said I'm sold, and after having it for a year, it definitely works. So an amazing option for white leather, but it also has this distressed texture. And I'm a huge fan of vintage Bianco, that we also have some dining room chairs in this finish as well. Now, before I continue the lounge tour, I just want you to know that there are literally only 3 more days to enter the Timothy Oulton competition to win a sectional sofa, which is the most amazing competition. So I'll leave the details to this in the description box below, and go ahead and enter. It's free to enter, and you could be the winner of one of these sofas that fits to your room. So go ahead and enter that.
Since I forgot the most simple words, like nothing can break me.
Now, we have a 2-seater and a 1-seater. This is perfect. It fits around 3 people, even 4, 3 comfortably. And I just love the way you can move it around. We also have the shabby footstool, and I really like the idea of having this mixing and matching. So you could have like a tan leather, you could have a shearling. There are so many different finishes. It's so comfortable, and it is Honoré's favourite sofa. We have so many sofas. This is his favourite, and I just think it's because it's so deep and this part is so relaxed, but it is the most comfortable sofa. And you can have this in a velvet finish, leather finishes, you can have it in shearling. So that's the sofa, and I just think it's the focal point of the room. The other focal point of the room is the fireplace. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you will know that I went to Vietnam, I'm not even sure, maybe 4 years ago. And I told you that I bought something really sensational, and I can't wait to show you. I am the worst influencer, I know that. It's taken you so long for me to show you this home, and it's taken me around 3 years to show you this fireplace. So this is the grand reveal of what I had made in Vietnam. So I drew the fireplace, and this is how the result, and I had it all the way shipped from Vietnam. I'm very happy with it. I had this made because I could not find a fireplace that I wanted. I wanted a Parisian fireplace, but I didn't want it too dramatic and, you know, that whole Louis style. It was too dramatic for this small space. Plus they were very expensive as well. So I had it made myself with the roses and the shells. It's exactly how I wanted. The marble, the Creole marble is beautiful. Paris hated me bringing this up the stairs, but it was worth it. We don't have a fireplace in here just because this flat is small. It gets very hot. We hardly ever have the heating on. There was no need for it, and I actually love filling this space with flowers. I have my beautiful roses from Floorwood. I love the roses from this florist because they dethorn all the roses, and their roses are sensational, so I thoroughly recommend them. They also do same-day delivery for London and a few other cities, so definitely check them out. And I also have a discount code. Which also reminds me, I do have an incentive if you buy anything from Timothy Oulton. I will leave all the information of that in the description box below. You get an amazing gift with purchase. And there's also only around a week left to pay half price to get 50% off anything at Timothy Oulton, but it's for a very limited time. I think in a matter of weeks that's going to finish, as it was a lockdown related promotion. I bought so much in that promotion. Anything like this I'll leave in the description box below. So I love the fireplace filled with flowers in the mirror, and I have my Dior lounge, my Dior arch mirror below that as well. I actually used to have the Dior mirrors going all along here. I've decorated this flat around 3 times over the last 7 years. But now I have this mirror which has been with me for around 20 years. I left home when I was 17. It was one of the first things that I bought myself, and it's come with me everywhere. And I also have a floor length one in the hallway as well. So I love the focal point of the mirror as well. And it just opens up the space. When I remove a mirror from here, it really dramatically changes the dynamics of the space. So I definitely recommend a large mirror in any small room. Another tip that we've done for a small room is for the lounge, we replace the door with a glass transparent door. So then it lets all of the light in. So we have light bouncing from every angle. Another amazing feature of this flat is that the light comes from both ends of the apartment. So there's windows everywhere basically, so the light comes all the way through, and by having a door there that's transparent, it really opened up the whole space. And I love how I can see over here into the kitchen, and it's a really lovely layout to the flat. The view from this apartment is amazing. I am going to be having the blinds down for most of this tour just for security, because there's so many landmarks, you'll be able to see exactly where I live. But when the blinds are fully up, we have them fully up because it's very private, where we're not too high, but it's a nice height, and I actually feel really secure being on, you know, around the 4th, 3rd floor is my favourite because it's away from the ground floor. I feel really safe. It has beautiful light and beautiful views, and the light that pours in, especially from this window, is just so beautiful. I will leave all the details to the blinds and the rug and everything like in the description box below. Now, we also didn't want to overpower the room, so I have gone with a neutral palette, and I've basically used what I love as well when I style myself. I love the same colour in different tones and different textures. So everything in this room is white, beige, different textures and tones of neutral whites and beige. That's why I love this sofa so much, because if I had a white sofa, it would look very flat and blend in with the walls. It is the best option for a white leather sofa, having this distressed feel. And if you do miraculously manage to stain it, it would blend in with the distressed look. So I'm just such a huge fan of this Bianco leather. And then I love to layer it with the blankets. I have Hermes blankets in practically all the rooms just because they're so cozy. They look amazing. They're a cashmere mix, and I just love layering them over the furniture. We have the footstool over here when we're watching TV, but it's also a nice seat for anyone when they come over. In the corner here, I have my cube table from Timothy Alton. This is a really nice find because the price point is really reasonable. I had some marble cubes made from a marble fabricator, and actually these turned out so much better, and the price point was actually less than what I paid the fabricator. So really great find, this Timothy Alton cube, and it's a really robust, nice, generous size. On here I have a seashell placemat, just so I don't damage the marble, and then I have my beautiful Ano House Grand Modern Design floor lamp. I wish I'd gone for a beige feather, but the feathers are so expensive I won't be replacing them. But I love how warm and cozy it is with this light. They don't give off the best light, but that's what I wanted. I wanted a nice soft light for the evening. Again, some more roses in my bum vase that Paris got me for Christmas. I have a really beautiful orange Avalon Hermes blanket. It looks so amazing for a nice spring summer touch, and I mix it with my lemon ceramics. I picked this up at Luxury Promise. I really recommend them if you're looking for a brand new Hermes cushion or blanket. This painting canvas on the wall, this is a very, very sentimental piece for me. I used to have the rose in the picture here, and that's also very sentimental to me because Paris bought that for me around 10 years ago, and it was the most beautiful rose I'd ever seen. It was huge, and we said we have to frame that, and I recommend doing that for special occasions because it's a really sentimental piece and it brings back all memories. So this reminds me of when I was so much younger. I just started at Harrods, and they used to place very, very extortionately expensive paintings in all different areas of Harrods, and this was in designer studios which no longer exist anymore. It's brands like Theory, trying to think of some brands, we used to have like Millie and brands like that in there that I don't think even exist anymore in the UK. But I used to work in that room a lot, and I fell in love with this. It's kind of just like a Barbie impression. It's called Sheer Blonde, limited edition, and I thought I'm going to save up and buy it. Then I went and found out the price and it wasn't happening. I just briefly told my mum about it, and that Christmas she found the print, printed it on a canvas and put it in this frame that matches my mirror that I'd had for so long. So it just reminds me of how far I've come. I was a young girl starting at Harrods. It was the very, very start of my career. My mum went all out to do it for me. I was so happy when I opened it, and it just has so much sentimental value. And because I used to live here on my own for years, I've always had that, so I just always like to have it. It's a nice reminder of how far I've come. I should probably talk about these bum vases. So these were actually, Paris got me them for Christmas, but I will leave the link for you because they're obviously a dupe. Well, you probably don't think they're a dupe because they are that amazing. The bum is more pert than the designer one, but they were something like £45, and the designer one is £450. So an amazing find, and I was blown away by the quality of that. I love to keep any sentimental champagne bottles. The one that we had for our proposal, we won't talk about that, but we no longer have it, but I'm very sentimental about keeping champagne bottles for celebrating special occasions. So this Long Perrier was the bottle that Paris bought me when we had the baby. So I only had a tiny sip because I was breastfeeding, but he was saving this. I thought it was really sweet. He bought this because he had been told by my obstetrician about that hormonal breakdown that most women have after the baby. It did happen to me on day 3, and he quickly came out of this champagne and we had a sip with my mum, and it was really special. And in true Timothy Oulton style, normally I fill them with the red roses, which is very Timothy Oulton, or feathers, like the feather lamp. So I always keep them, and I use them as vases, and we have another one here, which is also another special occasion. So I recommend doing that because they make great vases, nice to recycle, and they can represent special occasions. My rug is the most amazing find from Dun Elm. It's a really good example of using the same tones and textures, and it just really adds another depth to the room. The last feature that I want to talk about is this Timothy Oulton light fixture. So I actually stole this from Paris's office. He's we're in the process of designing his office, and because we're so far behind, and I knew that this would be perfect for this room, I stole it. Can't show you it on because about 10 minutes ago the lighting fuse, I don't know, it all blew. We've got no light in the flats, but stay tuned. I'll be showing lots more videos in here and vlogging in here, so I'll be able to show you it on. I love the little Timothy Oulton top hat. I didn't notice that when we bought it, so and I got this in the 50%. It's one of the things I bought on the 50% promotion, but I love that. It's such an amazing little detail, and Timothy Oulton are such pioneers in the lighting industry. They do get copied a lot, and I'm always up for a dupe, but there's no comparison just with the different what's the light called?
K9 precision glass.
He's a pro, that's why he won all the awards at the Timothy Oulton school. So K9 precision glass, it has rainbows reflecting within all of the lights, and that's the case with my Rex table as well. It's so beautiful, so well made. We saw them all being handmade when we went to the workshop. But it's just the perfect addition to this room because it's an industrial look, and it kind of adds something else to this feminine space. So I think it works really well. We do have a TV in here, which I do hate. I wish that we could have like a nice Parisian mirror, which obviously I could, but we do love our movie nights, and I even considered taking it out and putting one of the mirrors up there, but that would be lying and cheating, and we do have a TV there. So I love having this apartment because I get to play around with different styles. Like my kitchen is actually very minimal, modern-ish Scandinavian vibe. My bedroom has a not bright colour, but it has colour on the walls, and I love playing around with different interior design ideas in this flat. So it's really fun to have, and we love being here. Love the location, love having the small space because I can literally clean the whole flat in an hour, and it's really easy to manage. That is one really amazing thing about having a smaller space. You don't hoard as much. It's very sanctuary because everything is tidy and organised, and it's just a really nice space to be in. So I hope you finally got to enjoy the Chelsea Lounge. Let me know what else you'd like to see, and don't forget to follow me on my Instagram account where you'll see lots of pictures, and don't forget to follow Claire Chanel Home where I'll be sharing all of the home content. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.